Morning guys, Touch coming at you. So as you can see, I've got the bunk in the garage. I pulled it out of the backyard last night. Had my neighbor Les come and give me a hand to get it up on the bunk. So that was a big help. So it's looking okay. I fit that door back on just to see how that worked out as far as that panel is concerned, and I think that's going to be just about perfect once the hinge goes on. Seems to be lining up pretty good, so I'm happy with that. So that little fix with that, removing those spot welds and bringing that panel in tight seems to have worked out pretty well. So I'll have to weld that, plug weld those welds back in and grind that down a little bit to make it look a little bit nicer. But I'm happy with that fix. So that's a big relief. I thought there was going to be a lot more hassle than what it was to fix it. So happy with that. Sometimes it just works out. Anyway, so that's it for now. I guess what I'm going to do now is start stripping the, I'll continue on working across the top here where I stopped now that I got some better access, and I'll go right across the top panel. Like I said previously, I had done some filler work on this, but we're just going to go ahead and redo it. And so we'll get this whole back piece cleaned up. We still have the rear of the car to be concerned with, although it is a new panel. It still will need some work and some finishing. So as long as it, the top of this piece needs some work as well. So anyway, so that's where we're at. Happy to have it up in the bunk. I did trim the legs down a little bit. They were a little too high. I used to have this bunk when I had this body sitting over top of the chassis, so it was significantly higher, so I could actually clear the engine. But that was a little too high to work, so I've chopped it down. Anyway, should be good now. So that's it. I just had a bit of a quick cleanup since you saw the earlier video with me out here at 5 degrees Celsius. It's now up to 15, almost to 15 degrees Celsius in about an hour. I cleaned the toolbox up a little bit and just had a quick sweep up, so we're ready to start again for the day. Alright guys, we'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Hey guys, quick update for you. It's about 20 after 1, and we got the old James Bond marathon on TV out in the garage keeping me company. So diamonds are forever. Anyway, so we're making some progress. We got pretty rough sand on the saddle piece on the top here at the front, and we've made it around to here on the passenger side. That's looking pretty good for a first sand anyway. What we're going to try to do is get this whole body tub prepped and ready for epoxy primer. So it's going to be a lot of sanding and a lot of prep and a lot of going back to areas where I'd previously gone over. I'd made this welding repair earlier, and I was just going to leave it because it's this trunk area is going to be carpeted. You're not going to see that anyway, but you know what? I'm fixing other things now, so I'm going to go back and grind that down and either put a new patch in there or just do some filler work. We'll wait and see. So anyway, yeah, so lots of things being done over, but that's okay. It's a learning curve, and we're going to probably redo a bit of this front Bondo filler work that I had done in the front earlier on in this process. So what I'm going to do now, though, is I've just cleaned up that, I don't know if you can see that at all, but I'm going to clean up that, or I've just cleaned that area up with a wire wheel and some 36 grit on the angle grinder. So we're going to throw some fiberglass filler in there just to cover up that brazing and that repair and make it look a little bit better before we recoat it. So that's it for now. We'll give that a first coat of filler, short strand fiberglass filler, and we'll come back later on. Alright, see you then. Guys, Touch coming at you. Just a quick update. So I've got that inner splash guard looking not too bad. It's not perfect, but you know what? It's the inner fender. You can barely see it. It's a lot better than what it was. So I've got it sanded down to 180 grit. I've got 2 coats of fiberglass on it, and then just a quick skim coat of glaze on top of that. And now I'm going to cover it with some truck bed liner. So it should be fairly durable. Alright, there's still a dent here, but I'm not going to worry about that. I think it looks a lot better than than what it did before. All right, see you in a bit. I'm not sure how well you guys can see that, but there's that piece completed now with some, I put the truck bed liner back on it, so it looks much better than it was. There's still a dent in it, but you know what, it's not too bad. Again, it's just a wheel well, but it looks 100% better than it did. Here's the other side that I have to do yet, and I don't know if you can see that for comparison. That's what the other side looked like. So and we'll do the same on this side. We'll get the filler out, the short strand fiberglass. We'll do a coating of that or two, and then we'll respray it with the truck bed liner, make it look a little bit neater. So that's it. It's an update for now. We'll continue on with the tub. So guys, what I decided to do next was to go back and revisit the engine bay that I'd done previously. I don't know, started this about, 6 or 8 months ago, and you know, got a coat of filler on there and did some sanding and some primering, but you know what, I mean, the edges are not feathered very well. There's some issues with the texture. There's a lot of obviously marks left in the top of this filler, so obviously didn't do a very good job. Now this is my first sort of foray into playing around with filler, so I'm going to go back now and fix what all my initial errors. I mean, you can see a pretty hard edge here, so I'm going to go back and fix all of this stuff now that I know a little bit more about what I'm doing. So yeah, I've got this one looking a little bit better already. Sanded off quite a bit. It's a little bit smoother so far. It still needs quite a bit of work, but yeah, we're gonna go back and revisit this and make it right before we go on. So that's what I'm working on now, and we'll start working on this side in a few minutes. Just thought I'd give you a before and after shot, so that's what it looks like now. And we'll come back and we'll take a shot in a little while after I've done a bit more sanding. All right, talk to you in a bit. Aren't those pretty shades of pink and green? So I decided to strip that fender down again and start from scratch. And the reason was, when I was doing a little bit of sanding, I noticed that I had left a Sharpie line on the metal underneath the filler. So I investigated a little further, and the line, you know, I kept sanding and the line got bigger and bigger. So obviously I never sanded my line off, which led me to believe that I really didn't prep the surface very well. First of all, I don't think you're supposed to leave marker lines on. I think I heard it bleeds through. It can even bleed through the filler, I think, into your paint or your top surface. So that was the first thing, and obviously I hadn't probably sanded that properly if I could still see my Sharpie mark. So I decided to take it back down to bare metal completely, prep the surface properly, and then start over again. So yeah, we're on to the new filler, which is the Rage Gold. So it's got a blue hardener with it, so it sort of turns out this green color, which is kind of interesting. So I've had pink filler, I've had blue filler, and now I'm on to green filler and red spot putty. So yeah, quite colorful. Anyway, so we've started from scratch, like I said, for the most part along the top. Anyway, I did leave the other filler on the sides. This side seems to be okay. I haven't decided if I'm going to strip that back down, but it seems to be a little bit better than this side. So anyway, we'll finish working on this side. I'm going to go in and take a little bit of a break. We've got quite a pile of garbage starting underneath the car again, so yeah, I'm going to have to take a break and clean this up at some point. But anyway, I thought I'd just give you a quick update. That's where I'm at. We'll continue with the filler work on this fender maybe in a little while when I have a quick break. Talk to you in a bit. Hey guys, Tush coming back at you just with a quick update. It's 6:15. Just went and did a little bit of a grocery store run just to pick up some stuff for dinner. So I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to go make some dinner. I'm going to light the fireplace. It's kind of chilly out tonight. It's about -12 here. So yeah, it'd be a good night to sit in front of the fire and have the football game on. So that's going to take precedence over the car tonight. So everybody have a good rest of the weekend and enjoy your evening. And we'll hopefully get it back out here tomorrow night after work. Talk to you later.